So someone recently asked me what they could do to reconcile their bank account with their ERAs. They use QuickBooks, and I thought, hey, this is a great opportunity to kind of give you a tutorial of some quick ways to reconcile your QuickBooks Online with your ERAs or EOBs that you're receiving. Um, it'll help a ton, especially if like you're receiving ERAs and EOBs, the paper documents or the electronic documents, but you're not actually receiving the deposits. So QuickBooks has some integrations with most major banks. So if you bank through a larger bank like Citibank or Bank of America or JP Morgan, something like that, QuickBooks is going to have a direct integration where you can log in and pull the data straight from the bank account into QuickBooks Online. If you're banking with a smaller bank or a credit union, chances are that bank or credit union has a file that you can import into QuickBooks. So it's a couple extra steps that you got to take, but it's pretty simple either way. In this video and tutorial, I'm going to show you the longer process with the smaller bank, because in the middle of this process, you're going to see the spot where you can, if it does have a direct integration, where you can try to integrate directly with your bank account. So it's a couple extra steps, but it's basically the same process. So the first step in this process is a really important step, especially when you're beginning to learn how to do this, is the first step is to record all of the transactions that you think should be in QuickBooks. So record all your expenses, all your payments, all your deposits from your ERAs and EOBs from the patients, etc. So if you receive an ERA or an EOB, enter it into QuickBooks right away. And the reason this is so important is you can actually import new transactions from your bank account into QuickBooks, and that can be really slick, but what I've seen happen many times is new transactions get imported into QuickBooks, and it actually turns into a bigger mess when you're doing new transactions because you end up spending a bunch of time deleting the transactions that got imported or editing those transactions. So until you fully understand and develop a really good process for doing this reconciliation and importing transactions from the bank into QuickBooks, just take some time and enter all the transactions in at first. It'll save you a lot of time in the long run. So let's say that you've already recorded all of your expenses, all your deposits and EOBs into QuickBooks. Now we're going to go log in online and show you the next steps. The next step in the process is to log in to your bank account or your credit union and change the dates to the date range that you're looking to pull data for. So here you can see that I've already changed the date range to the 10 days that I need to export for. So I'm going to search those, pull my transactions. Once I've got that, I'm going to download it as a QuickBooks file. So here you can't see it, but I'm picking a pick list, choosing QuickBooks file, and downloading it as that file. And it's going to generate it down here, right there. You can see that it's a .qbo file. That's a QuickBooks kind of file that you import data for. Now I'm going to choose Settings when I'm in QuickBooks, go to Import Data, and I'm looking for this Bank Data icon. So I'm going to select Bank Data. This step here is the step I was talking about. If you have a big bank with a direct integration with QuickBooks, this is where you would log in your information to create a direct connection. In our case, we're going to use this drag and drop, and we're going to drag and drop this file straight from our bank account into QuickBooks and hit Continue. Now we can see here we've got to pick the bank account that we want to download it into. You can also do credit cards if you use credit cards in QuickBooks at all. So now we've got our import is complete. I'm going to select Done. At this point, we want to go look at the bank account that we downloaded all that information into. So I'm going to pick my bank account, and it's going to pull all of the information. You can see here what it did is it tried to match up all of the transactions that came in from the bank account into the transactions that were already in QuickBooks. So you can see it used the amounts to try to match those things up. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click Confirm on every one of these that looks like that it matched correctly. So I'll take a couple minutes just to click through those. Okay, now that they're all confirmed, I'm going to come in, go through the reconciliation process in QuickBooks. So I've already started my reconciliation, so I'm going to resume reconciling. And here what you're going to see is a bunch of check marks. These check marks are the matched transactions that came in from the bank account that were already in QuickBooks. So it came in here and checked them. These unchecked ones are transactions that were in QuickBooks that didn't match up. So right here you can see a couple of these are payments that I received. I'm saying QuickBooks received, but I hadn't received them in the bank account yet. So those are ones that I'd want to try to dig through and try to find. So hopefully this process was helpful for you, especially if you use QuickBooks Online and you're trying to reconcile your ERAs and EOBs. There's lots of ways to do it, but this is a quick, easy step. Hopefully it speeds up your process, gives you a little bit more control and understanding of how it works. If you've got any questions on how this works or any details you're looking for on it, feel free to message me in the comments or reach out to me. I'll put my email right here so you can email me with any questions you've got. Okay, thanks a lot.